Daybreak Kitchen at the Blennerhassett Hotel. I am joined by Chef Dan again. Thanks for having us in your kitchen.
Thanks for coming back, Emma.
So what are we cooking up today?
Today I'm going to make shrimp creole for us. It's spicy red tomato sauce, some blackened shrimp, normally served over rice, popular in the New Orleans, Louisiana, Deep South area.
Okay, what's our first step?
Over here today I've got 2 diced peppers, half of a diced onion, and 2 stalks of celery diced up nice and big. You want to be able to saute them a little bit, sweat them, but still keep that crunch. You don't want your vegetables mushy. So in my pot here, I've got a little bit of melted butter, about 4 tablespoons. I'm going to add all my vegetables right into that butter and turn it on to about medium heat. You don't want it to be too hot and burn it.
Okay.
A little bit of garlic.
Best part of any dish.
About one clove, just for this amount of sauce. And I'm going to cook those vegetables down just for a couple minutes. Just for a couple minutes till that butter's melted. And while those are cooking, I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of blackened seasoning.
Okay.
You can buy this, you can make it. Blackened seasoning recipes online everywhere, but find one you're happy with that's not too hot.
Okay.
For this step, I always make sure my blackened seasoning has no salt in it. If it has salt, just omit some of the salt when we add the salt and pepper at the end.
Got it.
I'll dump that in there and 2 bay leaves. And we're just going to cook those vegetables for just a few minutes.
Is there a specific way the vegetables should look if they're ready? Or
you're looking for the onions to be almost translucent.
Okay.
You want them to be see-through, but the peppers and celery's cut big enough that they're not going to be as soft as the onions.
Got it.
So once that butter's melted, that blackened seasoning's toasted, and the onions are a little translucent, I've got 2 cans here of fire roasted diced tomatoes. Use whatever brand you want. I like fire roasted for that little bit of smokiness it gets, but you can absolutely use whatever tomato product you want, as long as it's a nice diced tomato. I'm going to put those right in there with all those vegetables.
And you're not draining anything?
Nope,
you want all
the juice and everything.
Okay.
This is almost soupy when it's finished, but not thin. And as you cook it, the water and the peppers is going to come out and add a little bit more liquid to all of this.
And are there other vegetables you can be throwing in, or if you don't like something, can they kind of be removed?
You can remove it. I do it this way because traditionally Creole food has what we call the Trinity, which is kind of like your northern mirepoix, but instead of carrots, celery, and onion, you're using peppers, celery, and onions.
Okay.
And what we have here is that tomatoey vegetable stock. And we're going to let that cook for about 15-20 minutes, medium heat, light simmer, till it just cooks down about 3/4 of the way.
Okay.
Well, when that's done, I'm going to add about 1 pound of shrimp to this whole thing, let those shrimp cook right in the sauce. So we'll let this cook and I'll finish it here in a minute.
Okay. We will go ahead and plate and taste test when we come back after the break. Welcome back to the Daybreak Kitchen. Our shrimp has been cooking and it's time to plate.
So I added the shrimp, cooked it till it was all the way done. I did take the tails off this week so that we don't accidentally eat them. I like hot sauce in mine. I like a little bit more spice. Not everybody does, so I usually add hot sauce to taste. Are you okay with a little bit of heat?
I'm okay with a little bit of heat.
So I'm going to give it a little bit of heat here. Just a couple dashes. You can always add more at the end on your own plate. Mix that together real well. And we'll come over here to my bowl of rice. And we're just going to ladle out some of those shrimp and tomatoes right over top.
So obviously this is kind of similar to jambalaya. What makes it different than a traditional jambalaya?
Traditional jambalaya, you cook the rice in the sauce.
Okay.
Here we're serving the sauce over the rice. I prefer it this way because next day jambalaya seems to kind of gum up and get sticky. Whereas this way you can heat up your rice separately, have your sauce separate. And until you put the shrimp in this sauce will keep for about 5 days.
Okay.
So at home, I cook my shrimp to order, heat the sauce up, and just serve what I need for the night and have a couple of days of leftovers.
Okay.
And there we go.
Get my fork ready. Grab a tail of shrimp. Wow.
one of my favorites. I mean, right up there with shrimp and grits. I think you're going to find I like shrimp. Anything
I
seafood.
do too. It definitely has that little bit of spice, little bit of kick that's really nice.
Thank you. Thank you.
So you can find this recipe and all of our Daybreak Kitchen recipes on our website. But thank you so much, Chef Dan, for having us in again.
Thank you, Emma. I enjoyed doing this.
And we will have more coming up on Daybreak.